All right, so I have been playing Ghost of Tsushima. You might have seen my stream if you checked it out. However, basically, it is a game made by Sucker Punch, and that is one of PlayStation's exclusive studios. So this is a PlayStation exclusive game. I've actually really enjoyed it. I found it to be kind of the opposite side of the coin for Horizon Zero Dawn, in that Horizon Zero Dawn and Ghost of Tsushima have very similar control schemes. They have very similar exploration, very similar kind of the way the story progresses and the way you level up your character. However, Horizon Zero Dawn was primarily focused on ranged combat. So Aloy is very skilled with a bow. Basically, all your attacks are going to be, you're going to be coming into a situation, thinking about how should I deal with this, setting down traps, and then going in and attacking from range. Whereas Jin in Horizon Zero Dawn is a samurai, so actually his primary focus is going to be on melee, and you can either do that through stealth and assassination, or you can kind of do that as a direct attack in the traditional kind of samurai honorable one-on-one combat kind of deal. So it's very interesting to see how similar these games are, but how the gameplay, even though it feels very similar, it's actually quite different because you are approaching it in a very, very different way. So my thoughts on it so far is it's really good. I've been really, they put a lot of love, you can tell, into the graphics. I made a comment where I'm walking through and you can just see the grass swaying in the wind. They have really good use of kind of making the game feel more immersive in the sense that you don't have so much of a HUD that you would normally have, a heads-up display. You have your life bar and you have these things called focus. But beyond that, the screen is basically bare. You don't have a compass. You don't have a mini map or anything like that. So in order to kind of guide you, normally you would have, like in Skyrim, you have a little notice on your compass. Here what they do is you can swipe up on the D-pad and it'll create a gust of wind that moves in the direction of your objective. So that's kind of an interesting way to kind of use the environment to kind of guide you so you don't get so lost. So who do I really think this game is for? I would have to say, if you're the kind of person who likes action RPGs, games like The Witcher, Horizon Zero Dawn, maybe to a lesser extent, games like Fable and those kind of older ones, I think you'd really get a lot out of this game. It's a lot of fun. People who play games like Dark Souls and that sort of thing might get a lot of fun out of it too, because it does have that kind of melee aspect. There's a parrying, dodging, blocking. So it is much more in depth in terms of melee combat than Horizon Zero Dawn was. So yeah, if you're into that kind of game, I think you'd really enjoy it. Now, it's not a slower paced game. There is a lot of quick reaction speed. So if you're the kind of person that doesn't like those kind of twitchy games, it might not be quite for you. But if you do enjoy, that kind of Dark Soulsy action adventure kind of thing, I think it would be right up your alley. So we're going to open up a section for questions here. So if Korean has any questions he'd like to ask. All right. That's a very good question. Maybe around 6 or so, 6 to 8, somewhere in that range, I would say. Okay, so there's 4 difficulty settings. There's basically an easy, normal, hard, and extreme mode. I'm playing on the normal mode. I haven't tested the other ones. Yeah, on normal, I would say it's maybe, for me, a 6 or a 7. It's a little bit harder than a lot of other games I've played, straight up, and that's just because a lot of it is the twitch speed kind of thing. And there is a lot of emphasis on parrying, so you do have to have really quick reaction time so that when they swing, you can block them. So for me, I've struggled a little bit with that. So for me, I would say a 6 or a 7. If you're the kind of person that plays like a Dark Souls game and you're really into these really extreme, or was it Bloodborne, then you'd probably see it more as like a 5, a pretty average kind of thing. But for me, who hasn't really played those kinds of games, I find it a little bit on the difficult side, even at medium setting. Oh, quite a few times. So yeah, so a lot of people that I've seen online kind of complain that the game does not have lock on. So a lot of these other games like Dark Souls have a lock on where you can lock onto an enemy and the camera focuses on them. Ghost of Tsushima does not have that, and the creators have said that that was a choice that they made because they wanted to kind of allow Jin to move freely between multiple enemies at the same time. So there have been several times where I'm being attacked by 3 guys, and they're just coming at me from different angles, and I'm just trying to like pick them off one by one. So that's definitely happened a few times. The game, thankfully, if you do die, it just puts you right at the beginning of that fight again. If you're, say, storming a fortress or something like that. But if you do randomly encounter enemies in the wild and they kill you, you'll respawn at the beginning of that fight, but the enemies are gone. So you lose that opportunity for experience. But on the bright side, that means you're not just going to get killed over and over and over and over and over again. So yeah, I've definitely struggled a few times, specifically with the animals. Human enemies are not that bad, but the bears and the dogs are what really get me. So yeah. All right.